Welcome to The Breakthrough. I'm Sophina, the Diva, and to my left we have...
Hanif Carter, aka BilionAir Carter, and I am the co-host to the left of Sophina.
Touche, touche. Okay guys, so today we are talking about, what are we talking about?
The indie news and what's happening all around in the indie world.
Exactly. From traditional news reporting to intimate interviews.
We will discuss things that are trending and what's not trending. We will also be answering questions from viewers to have on our segments with our interviews and such and such.
Yes, we are definitely trying to open up the eyes of the independent artist, the indie artist, right?
So what is an indie artist?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. Do you guys know what it means?
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to define it for y'all. Okay, so indie came from the term independent, and it was mainly used in the music industry.
Yes. Like one of the big indie artists out there is Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. He was a great person as far as in the community, yes, and as far as music-wise, because he did not take the traditional route with the big-time company labels and things like that. He put his own monies into his own craft.
Right.
That's big.
Definitely. Nipsey is definitely an amazing, probably one of the best examples you could have ever given.
True.
Yes, Nipsey Hussle is a great example of what being indie is all about.
Being indie. I like that.
We're trending here.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, we're going to explore what's going on in the
indie world
and what being indie is about.
Yep. Yes. I like that. Well, let's get started. So who do we have as our indie artists? So aren't you one of those artists?
Well, yes, I am. I'm over
Why'd you give me that look?
Because, I'm trying to keep it under wraps a little bit.
What? I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, so don't even get me started. I need to hear it now. Okay, so what are your top 3 indie artists right now?
Well, right now I have A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Khalid.
Ooh.
And I have Locksmith.
Yes, those are 3 amazing people. Okay, sorry, I have to do a little tidbit on Khalid. He has my favorite song, Can We Just Talk? Okay, but I'm fangirling. Okay, moving on. Okay, so what's the criteria for these indie artists?
Well, to me, it's the amount of following you have.
Okay.
And that, basically tends to your skin in the game,
Skin in the game. Okay.
Skin in the game.
I like that, but what does skin in the game mean?
As far as how much time have you put into your music,
right,
the quality of music you have, and your growth. It's overall growth.
Your growth, yes, definitely. Okay, so now I know what skin in the game means. Okay, so for me, I feel like an artist has skin in the game when they have a message behind their music. I also kind of want to add to the whole skin in the game. I feel like what makes an artist have the skin in the game is when they have a message behind their song or their music, because that gives them power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the power of the internet.
Yes, definitely. The internet has a lot of power. And speaking of power, we need to pay some bills. So, we'll be back with a commercial break.
Ain't no other way, I've been on the way, ain't no other way, ain't no other way, I'm on my way up, stuck to getting this paper. Don't know why they hating, living my lifetime for, never looking back, speed racing past.
Welcome back to The Breakthrough. Mr. Carter.
Yes.
before we went on break, we were talking about the power of the internet and social media.
Yes, we did.
So I was thinking that social media gave a platform to these indie artists.
Yes, it did. Social media was a way for everybody to see them without them having to be around everybody. So, you know, I personally do not like social media. I have someone run my accounts because I just don't like to.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no, not me. You know me, Sophina, the Diva.
Yes, well, you know.
But I'm big on social media, so I like that kind of stuff.
You also went viral, you know, with your hip hop, you know, gymnastic routine at UCLA. Go Bruins.
Hey, thank you. Yes, so very true, very true. But when I think about social media, at least for me, I think about reaching my audience, because a lot of times, you know, if you're not out in the social media world, through, especially after doing the gymnastic situation, you kind of just fall off, you know?
I feel you.
And I don't really like that. You know how I am. I like the camera. But anyway, but at least for me, I like to give a message, you know?
Well,
so give back to the audience.
How do you keep your privacy, you know, from those people, you know, the people from the house, you know, you from the outside?
Yes, that is a really good question. You know, I feel like everyone has their own tactics. So when we interview other indie artists, we can see what their tactic is. But it's definitely, it's a balance. It's all about balance. You know what I mean?
And I definitely need that balance, you know, because it is important for independent artists to have the social media, you know, to be able to, because you can make money off of that.
Right.
That's easy money.
That is easy money. Money. And I want to go back to Khalid a little bit. He is top 3 on Spotify, surpassing Ariana Grande, and he's only 21. He's amazing.
My boy is off the chain. He's out there serving up new music like the lunch lady back in high school with the hairnet and all.
That's pretty beastie. That's pure passion and productivity, guys. That's on a new level.
Yeah, and when you get to that level, that's all you want to have around you. It's just
That's true. You need to have people around you with that passion.
And that's how you get to your breakthrough.
Ooh, I like that. That's right. So if you guys keep tuning in, you'll get to that next level. Trust.
Oh, look at this, Sophina. We got our first viewer question.
Okay, what does it say? Read it.
What is the difference between alternative and indie?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, I am no expert yet, at least. But alternative is an American term, and indie is a British term, based off of those ones, you know.
Okay. True. Well, that's all we have today. Keep those questions coming.
And until next time,
Breakthrough.
This is Hanif Carter, reporting you live from the Breakthrough. We're here in the Merc Park Village. Let's take a look around. The Merc Park Village was built in 1927 by the same architecture that built Central Park. This area was built and made for indie artists to be able to have a hub, to be able to perform, get their music exposed. Even artists, poets, musicians, actors, actresses. This is the Mecca for it. We have the Regency West. We have the Fernando Pulliam Performance Arts Center. We have the Barbara Morrison Performance Arts Center too. We have the World Stage. We have Hot and Cool. We have so many different cultural things out here. It is just such a great vibe in the field, especially for somebody who has grown up in this place. I love it here. So much culture, so much love. I'm all about unity, and it's here. It doesn't matter what race you're from, no matter what culture you're a part of, it all comes together. From the music, to the laughter with the comedy, the food, oh man, hey, I'm vegan, so they have that even here too. So they have everything. They got all type of varieties of things here. I love it. I come here and get incense all the time. This is just where I love to get my natural things from. I'm born and raised from here, childhood actor. I love it here. This is where I have performed at myself, being here at the Regency West. So therefore, it is unbelievably just amazing around here. You guys are gonna be able to hear from people that have lived here and that have also worked here, like the street people that come out here. Don't get me wrong, they There's a lot of shops out here, but there are a lot of people that are just on the street that are selling things too that you cannot knock, and you can't knock somebody's hustle. And this is great for entrepreneurs to be here and to be able to get their hustle on and to get their products or whatever they want to do, because we ourselves are a business, so we are a product. So with us being able to come out here and show what we are capable of, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's been around since 1927, and it will stay. Once again, this is Hanif Carter here, live with you from Breakthrough. And back of me is the Vision Theater. Marla Gibbs, the legendary actress, bought this back in 1990. It was called the Merc, I believe, Theater. So therefore, I'm just giving you a little bit of history. I last performed here. I cannot wait for it to open back up in 2020. You can feel the vibes, you can hear the vibes of the energy all around us. I love it here. This is the Merc Park at its finest. Hi, this is Hanif Carter with The Breakthrough. I'm here with the legendary Big Caldwell. We're in the world-renowned Chaos, and I am going to ask him what the viewers want to know, and also what I want to know, what makes the Merc Park indie?
Independence is the only way that Black American artists can exist in the United States. So I think that's the reason you'll find a lot of Black artists here that are living in an indie way, because they're all creating their own works. And Hollywood really doesn't allow you to tell your own stories, so I and all of us stayed here making sure that we keep this work going, but indie feeds Hollywood, right? True. And now we want to inverse that. We want the indies to pay for itself, and so that's what we're doing now. Is owning our own bank.
Welcome to the Breakthrough in Depth. Today we have Melanie and OShea. Welcome to the show. Yes. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
So you guys are directors, authors, poets. I mean, the list could go on, but I want you guys to talk for yourselves.
Go ahead, get started.
Well, first off, thank you for having us. You know, we appreciate, the energy is feeling good. And I was taught to always let, the women speak first.
Well, if I have to say it, I guess I could quote Oprah a little bit right here. She said that at one point in her life, people were asking her, what does she do for a living? And, she had all of these different titles underneath it. And she said she decided to say, I'm an entrepreneur.
That's
so,
the way to do it.
Yeah, because slashes could go on and on.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Especially when you're Oprah.
True.
So true, so true. That's good to know. Okay, so you guys are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Now, okay, the producer showed me one of you guys' books, and I was really like, whoa, when I read this title. Would You Marry You? I know the title's even longer, so please explain to the book a little bit more in depth, because obviously I don't know too much about it.
Okay.
But it sparked me. I need to read it. For sure I'm going to read this.
I
Don't
did a
worry.
little bit.
You read it?
Yeah, it had my mind on it, because I was like, you know what, I need to stop real quick. Let me go ahead and ask them when we interview, so I can
Okay.
a little bit more in depth.
That's the way to do it. We gotta listen to what you guys are talking about the book, and then when we're reading it, we can kind of hear you through the book. I think that's how we can do it. Yeah. Okay.
Smooth. So the book is entitled Internal Balance, Would You Marry You? And that Would You Marry You is the question that we pose, because we have to go through a process of marrying ourselves. And marrying yourself is similar to giving birth to yourself. So like when a woman is pregnant, she goes through these different trimesters. When you're marrying yourself, you're pregnant with yourself, but you're having an immaculate conception, because it's really self-generated, and it comes from loving yourself into wholeness.
Hence the beginning of the title, Internal Balance. It's all about you getting balance internally so that you can attract you to you. So, a lot of us wonder why we go through the same types of relationships over and over again, and we identify the person on the other end of it, but we don't identify ourselves in it, and we don't identify where we were at that moment when we met that person, and why we were able to attract each other to each other from there.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, when you say you attract you to you, what do you really mean by that? Just so I can get a little bit better of an understanding.
Well, most of the times what you don't like about somebody else is usually what you don't like about yourself.
Oh,
So
preach.
when you
Okay.
dig deep and you go inside and try to identify what those things are that you would like to change with self, it's better for you to work there versus trying to change the other person to be who you want them to be, because ultimately if they change, you probably still wouldn't like it because you haven't changed.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That's a really great way to look at it.
Yes, and then if I made a core of the book is dealing with soul work. So soul work is the constant engagement with your soul to raise your vibration. So we have these energy centers in our body. A lot of people call them chakras, you know. However, you can raise the vibration of that energy, and then it will attract yourself to yourself by default. So it's very important for you to be vibrating at your optimum capacity. So what you're attracting is with good intentions, it's blessed, and it's centered in love, because love is truly the highest vibration.
Okay, I have a lot more questions, but I don't want to, spoil the book anymore. So how can somebody get one of these books?
Okay, well, you can go to, we have a company called Stillwater. So you can go to Stillwater's Publishing, StillwatersEvents.com, and you can get the book there. It's on Amazon. It's really wherever books are sold.
Okay.
Yes, globally,
Perfect.
and it's also an ebook as well.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so when I get this book, can you guys sign it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, my one request.
One thing, so I hear you guys have an anniversary, a 12-year anniversary coming up?
We just spoke about
Yes.
Stillwater's.
Okay.
This is Stillwater's 12-year anniversary.
Ah,
So
congratulations.
we've been hosting,
Congrats.
yes, we've been hosting a event of sorts that is live art, music, and spoken word,
Yes.
all wrapped up into one, in
yes.
one full eventful
that's
night. So
wonderful.
it's always an amazing turnout. It's just grown so much because when we first started 12 years ago, it was in a small cafe that
Yes.
probably fit about 20 people, and then we were doing it every week. Then a year or two later,
Yes,
we
it
grew.
morphed into the Dream Center over in Carson, where we attracted crowds in excess of 300 people. So now it has outgrown that, and we give thanks for Stillwater. Stillwater is essentially is a culture. When you think about a culture, you think about a way of life. So in the Stillwater's culture, we also have publishing, where we publish about 5 to 7 books a year through Stillwater's Publishing. We also direct plays, produce plays. We also have a full line of skin and hair care products called
my
Stillwater Sage Spray. We got the almond oil. We
Is that how beautiful, how your hair got so beautiful? Because I need mine to like grow even more.
So it's a true culture. And one of the cores that I love speaking about when it comes to Stillwater's is that the Stillwater's Writers Workshop.
Okay.
What that is a workshop that's modeled after the 1965 Watch Writers Workshop. And this workshop was morphed into existence shortly thereafter the 1965 Watts revolt, but the media called it a riot. So after that, the greatest writers, for me, our teachers came out of there, the Watts Prophets, Harry Dolan, Ross Porto-Jinky, Kamal Daoud, Wanda Coleman, Jane Cortez. So from that workshop, it birthed the 1989 Anansi Writers Workshop in Merc Park. At the world stage.
Okay.
So
Which is
that
still going on today.
which is still going on today. So then that's the child of the 1965 Watts Writers Workshop. We are the grandchild.
So I know I'm curious, and I'm pretty sure you guys are curious. How did you guys get that artist name? Where did that come about?
You want to go first?
Foofa Dog came about. I grew up in Watts, California, IA, and then growing up in Watts, it would be a lot of great personalities that I would see. I grew up around bookie joints, scratch sheets, running numbers, but these elders would always say these little quotes of food for thought, and then I started repeating all the quotes. That's why you got to watch what you say around your younger children, because they record it. My subconscious recorded all of that, and I started to play it back through Markham Junior High, Jordan High School, and the elders started to say, that's food for thought, that's food for thought, and it stuck. So yes. And it's I'm paying tribute to the elders I grew up around.
So for me, I tried my best not to have a stage name for a long time, but I always thought about getting into a comfort zone at a place where I can actually memorize my poetry and deliver it without having to read it on stage.
Right.
So I had to go to the place where I always was when I was writing. and I was at home in my socks. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try this on stage. I'm gonna pretend like I'm at home in my bed writing, and then so I started taking off my shoes on stage and performing my poetry in my socks. And one day I was walking down the street and I heard somebody yelling the name Socks. Now I've been hearing this name Socks around for a while, but I didn't know it was me. But nobody could remember what my real name was. So, and then I turned around and I looked and I was trying to figure out, okay, I can finally figure out who this Socks person is. And I was the only one walking down the street and I was like, oh, they must be talking about me.
Oh my
And
God.
so it just picked up in the poetry community. So poetry and the community named me Socks.
Wow, I love it. That is a great meaning to these names. I like it. I always like it when there's stories behind things. Always. That's just the best, don't you think?
You are.
Okay.
Okay, guys, that is all we have for today. So sad, but thank you so much for watching The Breakthrough in Depth. That's all for today. See you next time on
The Breakthrough.